Black Suit Spider-Man was moving different, from the way he acts to the way he talks, and even throwing away his no-kill rule. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is no more. This is Spider-Man from the hood, so let's talk about it. We start off with Peter getting a phone call from Mary Jane. No, I'm just kidding. She ignored his call. But he does get a call from the police station telling him to pull up, and the cop tells Peter the man who they thought killed Uncle Ben for the past few years didn't actually kill him. Bro, to Peter, this is like finding out you're not the father after 18 years. Bro, I'd be devastated in both scenarios. And the cop tells Peter that the real murderer was Sandman, and Peter starts crashing out, and then he storms out. Peter goes home, and after hearing the news, Mary Jane pulls up, and she's trying to give Peter some words of wisdom, but Peter says,
I don't need your help.
Bro, Peter, look at your walls. And your door doesn't even open unless you use a GTA cheat code, looking like that one RDC skit. Maybe you don't need MJ's help, but at least take the help of a carpenter. But now it's time for the good bit. We see Peter laid up in bed, and some shadowy figure begins to rise and starts to grip on Peter. And the whole time this is going on, Peter is having nightmares about Uncle Ben, giving the symbiote everything it needs. And eventually, Peter wakes up, staring at his reflection, dripped out. I can't lie. This is one of the hardest moments I ever seen. But it sucks that due to recent events, the black suit lost a lot of aura. If you know, you know. Actually, nah. If you don't know, I'm gonna tell you. These TOS women could be wearing anything. Matter of fact, they could even be wearing nothing. They have options, so stay away from the Spidey suits. Back to Peter. This man starts feeling himself swinging through traffic and landing on his building just for a thumbnail shot, and then he removes the mask and he is full of joy. Peter goes home and he hears the cop radio saying,
Sandman is on the loose. It's time to get your get back.
And Peter's eyes widen. He goes to grab his suit. Nah, not that one. That one. And now Peter's on the move, swinging to the smoke, hitting some crazy flips, truly expressing the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. Peter arrives, and so does Eddie. He starts flicking Peter up, but Peter grabs Eddie's camera, smashes it into a wall, and proceeds to say,
See you, chump.
Nah, bro, I'd be sick. I'd turn into that one kid from Incredibles. We see Peter following Sandman, crawling on the walls, moving like a Spider-Man. Ooh, bars. Sandman turns around, but Peter hides in the shadows. He continues walking, but then Sandy tries throwing a haymaker, but Peter weaves it, and he starts questioning Sandy about Uncle Ben. But Sandy says, what does it matter to you? Nah, bro, that came from the soul. Peter webs the train and uses the momentum to dropkick Sandman. Nah, bro, when heroes start getting creative like this, you know you're cooked. Sandman crash lands on this railroad, and the first thing he sees when he gets up is Peter coming in full throttle. But Sandman kicks Peter and hits him with a backhand. But Peter recovers using his webs and proceeds to kick Sandy into a train, knocking him to the floor. But Peter picks this man up and shoves his head into a moving train. Sandy is screaming in agony as his face gets disintegrated, and the only reason Peter stopped is because there was no more train left. Sandman starts rebuilding himself and headbutts Peter, turning Mans into a pinball, and then punches him in the face. But Peter bounces back and hits Sandy so hard they put it in slow motion, and then he gets hit by a train, immediately grabbed by Peter, punched in the face into a free fall, lands back first into a pipe, gets hit so hard the pipe breaks, gets kneed mid free fall, and just like a Discord mod, he lands in his worst enemy, water. But there's some positive in this, because he's right next to the bag. He goes to reach for it, but his hand starts falling apart. But that's the least of his worries, because Peter still wants to play. Peter swings in, letting off a battle cry, but Sandman weaves it. But that was his biggest mistake, because Peter wasn't aiming for him, he was aiming for the water tank, and Peter starts prying it open, unleashing a plethora of water that starts dissolving Sandman. And then Peter says,
Good riddance.
Nah, bro, he became Jason Todd. Peter goes to Aunt May to tell her the quote-unquote good news that Spider-Man killed Sandman, and Aunt May was not rocking with it, showing us the wise grandma that she really is. But we gotta talk about MJ real quick. I know. Bro, listen. It's important to the story. It's not gonna take long. Just listen. MJ goes to meet up with Harry because she was feeling lonely. And these boys are cooking together, dancing together, and they even share a kiss. And MJ starts apologizing as if she made one mistake.
Nah, bitch, you made 72.
And then she hits the dash, and Harry goes straight to drinking. He really wanted the bubblegum, and then he starts tweaking, hearing voices in his head. But back to MJ, she makes it home and hears a voice message from Peter. She goes to answer it, and she's now choked up against the wall by none other than this bum. And he tells MJ to do him a favor if she wants Peter to keep breathing. We check on Peter, and the baddie pulls up to his door, saying he has a phone call from MJ. Peter goes to answer it, and MJ is asking to meet up. And Peter says, I thought you'd never ask. Yes, I love you. Hello? Hello? The line must have got disconnected. Peter meets up with MJ, flowers in hand, and MJ starts breaking his heart, stomping on it, crushing it. Peter, in a desperate act, shows MJ the ring, but not even that could save him, and MJ takes her leave. And Harry was watching the whole thing go down. And you know what's crazy? He then proceeds to eat out with Peter, and Peter tells Harry the whole story, that MJ said there was another guy. Oh yeah, I'm that guy. I took your girl, Peter. And if you would have seen the stuff we did together, you would have fell to your knees, kind of like she did. And after hearing that, Peter storms out. Peter looks back and sees Harry smiling. I can't lie, this had me rolling. Peter goes home, and he's sick to his stomach, constantly seeing Harry's smiling face. But then Peter remembered he has the black suit. Peter pulls up on Harry and starts asking what he did to MJ, but Harry ignores that and starts talking about MJ and how her lips taste like strawberries fairies. But Peter has heard enough. He hits Harry with the right, got man's twirling. Left, jab, pin him against the wall. Get stabbed. Wait, stabbed? Harry stabbed Peter, and he did it with a 1684 dagger. Peter pulls it out and kicks Harry into the wall. Harry tries swinging, but Peter uses Ultra Instinct, predictable. And now these boys are in a grab clash, but Harry breaks free and hits Peter into a wall, and he tries to decapitate Peter. Bro, it is not that serious. Peter breaks his claws, hits him with a haymaker, gets blocked, and Spartan kicked onto the table, and these boys start brawling, and Peter decides to return the favor, and Spartan kicks Harry through a window, and Harry starts threatening Peter, to which Peter replies, Jinkies! Harry runs up, tries to hit a spear like he's Edge, gets thrown into a window, looking like he's ready to meet the Lord, gets backhanded, gripped by the collar, and thrown into the second floor, crashing through a table. But Harry gets up, or whatever you call this position, and charges at Peter, and ends up getting hit through another window. Bro, what was the game plan? This is insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Harry starts hitting the dash, running to this katana, and he starts swinging at Peter, straight airballing, and ends up hitting this glider. And dog, this moment right here truly proved how far gone Peter was. Peter brings Harry to the ground and throws him into the air, causing him to get hit by the glider. And you're probably wondering, why was this so insane? Well, take a look. Peter had the happiest of grins on his face. I never seen someone so happy, so eager to cause someone pain. Well, there was light Yagami, but you get it. Peter walks up on Harry and starts talking that talk. Your father despised you. You were an embarrassment. Oh, gonna cry? Harry, with anger in his eyes, gets up, throat chop, and then Peter takes his leave. But with Harry's last breath, he throws a bomb at Peter, and chucks it back at Harry, and proceeds to walk off. Bro, Black Suit Spider-Man was crazy. If only he wore the mask more. But if you guys enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.